Okay. Well, I think now would be a great time to go ahead and begin. My name is Jonica Amafadan. I work with the Instructional Materials and Implementation Division, specifically the Review and Adoption Unit at the Texas Education Agency. I am the publisher liaison for Eduspark, and so we're very excited to present this opportunity for Eduspark to tell you about their amazing product. And with that, I'm going to turn off my camera, but I will be available for any sort of troubleshooting or technical issues. And we're just going to go ahead and let Eduspark get started.
Thank you, Janica. My pleasure. My name is Laura Machuca with Eduspark, and I have the pleasure to present Eduspark Kiddos. This is an online pre-K curriculum for this proclamation 2021. And of course, we are going to share this presentation is available with a link in your chat. So this is only a brief presentation of 5 minutes, but you may have this to learn more and understand more this amazing online product. Well, first of all, this Eduspark Kiddos has two components. First is the Kiddos online platform, which is a fully digital program for pre-kindergarten, provides a skill-based learning experience based on 1,100 videos, interactive games, activities, and evaluations. As well, we provide teacher resources, including the teacher's guide and other important resources for training, implementation, technology, and also for phonics, phonemic awareness. The second component is the Eduspark Kiddos Workbook, which is optional because all these activities, all these worksheets are embedded in the digital way. This product aligns with the TPGs and is in English and Spanish, very easy to use in all kinds of devices, provides the grading and reporting tools, and is excellent for blended learning environment for successful virtual lessons, which the difference about all product is our unique neuroscience approach for learning that promote and foster neuronal connections in the ideal age of these pre-kindergarten students. Why we suggest having Eduspark Pre-K in your district? For all districts that are having populations which first language is the Spanish, this provides dual language and bilingual component as a very strong and authentic Spanish that is built with experience of 20 years of excellent learning outcomes from 2 years through 7 years old students. So we have a very unique reading and language development program embedded here. Is brain research, the brain research foundation that nurture child brain's development for language, music, and cognitive skills is the huge part of their methodology, techniques, and how we develop our digital content. Because of social emotional is so important, we need engaging and fun and meaningful things. So we provide more than 500 digital content as vocabulary pre-test videos, games, or hands-on activities to engage, to support knowledge retention, and to improve learning. But additionally, we provide more than 600 printable activities ready to teach as a hands-on activities. The neuroscience approach and the adaptive learning tools support all learners, and you can create your own learning paths for differentiation. It is responsive, innovative with online and offline functionality, tracking, reporting, and analytics, all you need as a teacher and also for administrators in the district. The content is appropriate for the 3 and 4 years old. We really give them opportunities for a lot of oral language development, as well learn academic rigorous vocabulary, and all this helps them to understand the big picture of new knowledge. All these become a strong background knowledge where the teachers can build more and more knowledge in a scaffolding mode. It's very easy to use for teachers, students, and parents for a success blended learning. We currently have more than 10,000 users from all over Mexico, South America, and all other parts using this platform with excellent results in this school year, because we help to build and support a learning community of parental involvement and family engagement that really helps the students as well the teacher to augment the learning moments and experience for those students.
Okay, I'm sorry, Laura. Just want
No,
to
that's
let you know
okay.
that's a 5-minute time check. So if you'd like to
Absolutely.
open up for questions, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, please give me your questions. I invite to open your microphone, and only I need to tell you that all the website and these presentations has all the evidence you can have to, or you can visit for those information you are looking for. Okay, any question? I am very interesting to listen. Chat has no questions.
And if there are no questions, Laura, if you'd like to continue explaining about your product, or you can go into a little bit of the presentation that you have posted in the chat. I just wanted to let the participants know that there is a link to a more formal presentation regarding Eduspark's materials. So
Yes,
um,
please take this link if you need more information. But yes, I want to be sure that they can visit the website in a very easy way. When you visit the website, you are going to have all the information. Let me show. You are going to have the videos for access, the credentials for piloting the product, as well the information to download Neo LMS free app to use this platform for a better experience in mobile devices. The platform, the website also show a 13-minute video that is very helpful to look at complete experience of a lesson and all the brain-based research that is important to know, and how we integrate this in our material, as well some information about the teacher resources and phonological awareness that you can have inside. The product has a tag named enrolled in English or inscrito in Spanish that open the resources for teachers. And also in that resources, you are going to find the teacher resources for training or implementation, but also technology and the phonological awareness additional resources for your learning paths. The product is organized in 6 units, which are composed by 3 lessons each one. So we have a total of 18 lessons, and each lesson has language, science, math, music, art, and fine motor skills, as well physical development resources. It's very common that people want to know what physical books, manipulatives, or learning center materials do we have. So we confirm that we have a fully digital curriculum with different printable activities for each one of the domains. The project domain make worksheets in a cross-curricular way for science, math, social studies, social and emotional learning, or other domains. So projects are very good for cross-curricular learning. And also we offer those contents in two workbooks, the Language and Fine Motor Skills Workbook or the Math and Science project, both in English as well in Spanish if you want to have a resource for writing and practicing. For sure, handwriting is very important, as well having the writing experience. Other question is phonological awareness. Are there resources for phonological awareness? Yes, we have three different components that include these resources. The art projects and fine motor skills sections provides a lot of activities with opportunities to develop phonic skills. I will show part of the projects, and the projects has in the upper part easy instructions to guide the students, and in the lower part has guidance or suggestions for teachers or adults at home to make another task or activities with the students using this material. Secondly, the teacher resources, which provide 8 modules of phonological awareness activities. That material, as well, all the 1,100 different resources are available to create learning paths in a very easy way to fit specific needs of the diverse population. And finally, the language and communication. In that section, the workbook always provides opportunities to reinforce vocabulary and enrich and learn new vocabulary, but also to decode that words into syllables or phonics. So we offer here another opportunity for phonological awareness. The teachers always ask how they deliver instruction with this, if all is done by a video, or how can they use it. So we have a lot of experience previous giving digital resources to support teaching. So teachers may use this material in whole group lesson to warm up, introduce, reinforce, or creating the big picture of the new concepts and developing the academic vocabulary. With that foundation, all the rest of the lesson with all the great materials around the classroom and the books, the manipulatives and project-based learning are more effective, because students need to create background knowledge when they arrive to school at 3 years old. Sometimes there are very various levels of development. So this is a great tool to help and increase all the students' oral language and vocabulary and understanding of the big picture, because we foster to create the neurological development to connect neurons faster. We foster and enrich and accelerate that process. And an example of this, I want to show a little video, but because the time, I will leave this to the final part. There is this testimonies of good usage and the foundations. Yesterday we listened a very interesting video from the Harvard University. That is our approach of learning, and we really encourage you to listen more in this area of the child's, the center of the developing child at the Harvard University. But this is a very important graphic. Sensory pathways and movement are the basic circuits. The brain develops from the bottom to the higher thinking skills. So language is the second level. And if you help students, the pre-K students, the best way to help and to promote the higher cognitive function is giving them a big and enrichment foundation in their senses, their movement, and their language skills, all together in a very nurturing platform and resources that we provide. And here is again how we build neuron connections. And because we need repetition, but not we need a time repetition in intervals. That's the way we create our content. We support mainly the concrete learning and the meaningful learning, while symbolic, emotional, social components are the most important. So that big picture, that symbols, that images provided in the videos, accompanied with auditory and visual as well, text, all these are preparing that brains for developing language, and that is the basic for understanding the new concepts. We
Okay,
create.
we have just under almost a little over 4 minutes left in this particular part of the presentation. I wanted to provide the participant an opportunity to again ask any questions that you may have in the remaining time. Stephanie, if you do have any questions and you'd like to come off mute, just let me know and I can unmute you so that you can ask any questions that you would like of the publisher specifically. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask a question? Or if you have, if you don't want to come off of mute, you can feel free to put your question in the chat. We have just about 3.5 minutes left in this particular presentation. And we just wanted to open the opportunity for you to ask a question if you had one. So let us know either way.
Okay, I want to listen the questions in the middle. Remember, the product is very easy to go inside with the.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And okay. The link, Stephanie, is listed right above where you've written your comment in the chat.
I write again the
excellent
link.
Thank you,
and
Laura.
Yeah, this is all the information is inside, and the credentials give you the opportunity to navigate the product. Is very important to name that in each lesson you can open the Gradebook and you can check for the reports. This is an example, not only the reports that provide the digital resources, you can also, in the little pencil, you can also have some free materials that students send to you. You can make your grade, your comments, and with that in mind, you can have a very good material for tracking your students' development and progress. So with the Gradebook, not only has all this material, you can also add this, and you can add the comment so you can track all this. The other part important is when you are in the teacher part, in the enroll tab, here in the upper part is the enrolled tab for teacher resources. So you can have a lot of additional resources to explore, like the teacher guide, the scope and sequence, differentiation strategies, but most important also the materials you ask about the phonological awareness. Here, anything you can have is here. And all the information on how to navigate, continue, previews, make you home. Home is your basic material, but then navigating in the lessons, You can also open a lesson and has a new menu
Okay.
to navigate. So
now it's time for our participants to transfer and transition into their next room as we will open up the room for our next round of participants. So thank you so much, Stephanie, and hopefully
yes,
you
thank you
got the
so much.
information that you needed.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Janica. I hope you delight this. Thank you.
Yes. Now don't go anywhere, Laura. We've got another group coming in shortly.
Okay, shortly, and have a good afternoon.
Oh, where did Laura go? Hi, Amanda. If you're still there, do you think that you could get Laura back?
Sorry, I'm here. I just was going to say hi to my daughter who came in from school.
Oh, no worries. We need Laura to come back.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Huh. Thank you, everyone who are entering the room. We are waiting on the publisher to return. I think we got a little excited after the first session, so we're gonna try and get her back, and just sit tight and have your questions ready. And as soon as we get her back in the room, we will go ahead and start that portion of the presentation. So if you give me just a second and sit tight while we get Laura back in here, we would greatly appreciate it. And so thank you for your patience. Hello, everyone. Thank you for entering the room. We are waiting for the publisher to return. We got a little excited at the conclusion of the first 20-minute block, so we're trying to get her back. So we really appreciate your patience. If you'd like, if you want to go and attend another session for this particular time block, you're more than welcome to do that and then come back at the next break for the next 20-minute session. You can absolutely do that as well. So it is definitely up to you, and we will be in here waiting. For anyone who is newly entered the room, we are waiting on the publisher to return. So if you want to go to another session for a different product, feel free to do that in the meantime. And then at the conclusion of that particular product review, you can come back and we will hopefully have the publisher back in the room. Thank you so much for your patience, and we look forward to seeing you in the next round.
I come back.
Hi, Laura, what happened?
I for a minute I think that it was finishing, but I
Okay.
understand it's not.
So I told the participants who had come into the room to go ahead and check out another publisher's program since I didn't know when you were going to come back. So we're just going to sit tight for a second, and I will let them know that you're back if
Yeah, sorry.
anyone wants to come in. So just to let you know, the block is between 2 and 4.
Oh,
So we have
yeah,
20-minute sessions of
that's
you
it.
explaining
Yes,
and talking about the program in between.
absolutely. So people is in rotation, in a rotation
Exactly.
mode. Okay,
Exactly.
yeah, so sorry.
No, that's okay.
Thank you.
But,
Yeah.
Laura, just so you know, some good news. There were like 3, maybe even 4 people who were like in
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were here. They were ready.
over here. So
Sorry.
they'll be
Okay. You record all the 5 sessions?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a continual record. So I haven't stopped recording since
Okay.
2
Can
o'clock.
you help me in give me the co-host, please? I'm so sorry. I was
That's
thinking
okay.
that was very few. But, okay.
And so I'm not sure where your mic is placed, but it was kind of going in and out. So if you want to place it closer, or it would shift and then we'd hear you really loud and clear, and then it would shift again and it would go back to being kind of soft. So
I wondered if that was just me.
no. And so if there's a way for you to adjust that so that we can hear you like loudly the entire time, I think that would be helpful.
I don't know, because Laura, you weren't moving back and
Yeah.
forth, but that's the sound was coming, but I don't know how you can change.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to be, yeah, maybe with a microphone. Okay. The sound was changing. Can I be a co-host? Because I
I've
cannot
made you a
share.
co-host.
So the sound was weird.
It was just coming in and out. It would be very loud and then get soft. And I don't know if that was a function of the computer or I'm not sure, but it was kind of in and out.
Okay.
We could always hear you.
Yeah.
But sometimes, okay. I think I need the earphones with microphone.
I don't know.
So I would say for the next round, before anyone else comes in, to focus more on the meatier parts of your program. So if you want to jump straight into more of the science aspect of it, the phonological awareness aspect of it, just
Show
so
the
that
product, showing the
exactly.
product.
Yeah,
Okay.
like really
That,
jump
yeah.
in.
Yeah, and that's a good part because with 5 minutes you cannot do that. But now, okay, that's now I'm going to show how the product works as itself. Okay. Do you want me to do that as a test here now?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Okay, let me share my screen. And okay. Okay, let us navigate a little in the product. So here is the English product. We have the 18 lessons and a learning pad that we create as an example. How easy is to create your own learning pad with resources from this platform, or how can you easily add your own resources? So start from the beginning. This is a lesson number 1 with the language, science, math, music, and other resources. Let us open first language resources of Back to School. This is the same sequence that you are going to find in all the language resources. You can start with a pre-test, resume activity or take activity, remove the keyboard instructions. This is for accessibility. You can use keyboard to manage all.
Listen carefully and choose the correct picture. Choose the image that represents table.
You can listen. Table. Is this a table?
Incorrect.
Okay. This is.
Choose the image that represents alphabet.
Is this the alphabet?
Correct.
Correct.
Choose the image
So all these results are going to be reported in the gradebook. Then the pre-test gives some information to the teacher. Now the student and the teacher can visit the video back to school, resume activity, and then you listen. Here, the suggestions is listen first day, but then you can repeat. You can
see how everything has its place.
Follow
Back to school.
reading. You can move.
Yes, I want to learn. So I am off to school.
Yes.
In my backpack are my crayons and many other tools. Yes, I want to learn. The bell begins to ring. The ticking clock tells us all when we should go in. Yes, I want to learn. My teacher waits to help me.
There are different topics, and I don't want to bother you with the complete material, but after the video, it comes different reading techniques that present the word in very different way to promote perceptual and visual skills. The memory game is the next resource, and you can resume or take activity, remove the keyboard instructions. See, oh, do you remember what is
bell.
bell? Do you remember? So you can encourage students in blending to answer with the tools they have. They
I
can.
always wondered I didn't, as I was recording it in this big box right here, I did not know like where it landed or what was happening with it. Now it is.
You can do this, and then you can suggest what is the answer. So students can be with a different color, with a different image. So which is the other? And the teacher interact with them.
Bell.
Yes.
Correct.
And then
Door.
door, repeat.
Door.
Door.
Correct. Alphabet.
Alphabet.
Teacher.
Teacher. So
Incorrect. Alphabet.
remember,
Alphabet.
the
Correct.
auditory and visual memory is working. So we really make a stimulation all over the brain. Then after the memory game starts the matching game. This is a game because you can have feedback. Is not a wrong or correct answer.
Bell.
If you don't know,
Teacher. Incorrect.
you have the feedback.
Bell. Correct.
So you can
Chair.
repeat in students at home with family support can
Chair.
repeat,
Correct.
can learn and do that in a very easy way.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. So we have some new participants who are coming in the room, so I want to allow them the opportunity to come in. And as
Okay.
soon as we get some more folks in here, then we will go ahead and start this particular session.
Okay, welcome. And this is the Eduspark online pre-K curriculum. We share in the chat. Please look at the chat for the link of this presentation, because we have a few minutes to show the product and the features, but you can learn more with that presentation. Starting with the product,
So we're
Eduspark
gonna
kiddos.
hold
Yes.
on. We're gonna wait a few more minutes for some more participants to enter. the
Okay.
chat,
Oh,
okay?
yes. You with 4 minutes, we have more participants. Thank you. Well, for people in the chat, you can look for the presentation because it's so big. The interest is providing all the information we can to facilitate your exploration and decisions.
And we just want to let everyone know who's entering the room. We're going to give about 1 more minute for some more participants to enter. And then we're going to give Eduspark the opportunity to present their wonderful program. And so we'll give formal introductions, and then I'm going to turn off my camera and mute myself and let Eduspark explain and present their program to you. So we hope that you've come prepared with questions for them. We'll allow for about 5 minutes of presentation time, and then allow the rest of the time for Q&A. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask of Eduspark, that would be your opportunity to ask them. If you don't have any questions, that's okay. Laura has so graciously provided a link that is in the chat for you to check out more details about their program specifically. And she can also sort of continue demoing the product and showing you how it functions and the different elements that are included within. So I'm going to give about 30 more seconds, and then we'll go ahead and start the presentation if Laura is ready. So we'll just hold tight for just a second, and then we will get started. Okay. With that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jonica Amafadan. I work in the Instructional Materials and Implementation Division, specifically the Review and Adoption Unit in Instructional Materials. And I am the liaison for Eduspark's program. And so I will let Laura go ahead and introduce herself and her product and give you the opportunity to take a look around. Thank you so much. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat below, or feel free to ask your questions out loud if you would like. And with that, I will be on my way and turn it over to Laura.
Thank you so much, Janica. Well, my name is Laura Machuca with Eduspark. This is a Eduspark Kiddos for an online pre-K curriculum, English and Spanish. The two components that form the product is the online platform, which is a fully digital program that provides a skill-based learning experience based on 1,100 videos, interactive games, activities, worksheets, and evaluations. As well, teachers has the many resources like teacher's guide, training, implementation, technology, and phonic resources. And also the workbook is the second component, is optional, is physical workbooks with almost 300 worksheets that are also embedded in the digital platform. This is a product very easy to use in all devices with grading, reporting, and very useful for blended learning with a unique neuroscience approach for learning. For those districts that are looking for a strong dual language and bilingual component with authentic Spanish, as well to support special populations or Spanish speakers to develop more and in accelerated way their oral language, vocabulary, music, and cognitive skills. We developed all this product with Brain Research Foundation and methodologies and techniques to help childs to connect is faster their brains make connections and neuronal pathways to be effective and effective learners, and to having not only engaging material to support knowledge retention, but also to improve learning, because they can have all this as a strong background knowledge. So we really are very helpful for this.
Hold
the
on, Laura.
presentation is available in a link, so we can go for the questions and answers.
Okay, I want to pause you right there. It looks like our participants left. And so I wanted to just pause you for a second and wait to see if someone else comes back in the room. So I do apologize for that.
Oh, it's okay.
Also, check your camera. I think you have frozen.
Well, maybe I can stop and share again. It's okay?
No, you're still frozen.
The presentation is
It's
okay?
we can see your presentation just fine, but your face on your camera is frozen.
It's like you took a picture of yourself.
Yeah.
And
I think that may be why maybe they thought you were frozen, and so they backed out.
This is the final 3 minutes of this block anyway, isn't it? We have a transition.
Mm-hmm.
Some suggestions of the frozen. Do you suggest stop sharing my
Even
camera?
when you stop sharing, you're still frozen. So I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm going to withdraw the co-host.
Okay, and give me again.
And I want to see if you can get your camera back working before I make you co-host again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Can you maybe stop your video in Zoom and then restart it?
Oh, I cannot stop. Let me go out and inside again. I cannot stop my video. That's the problem.
You should have so it looks like you've stopped your video because your logo is visible now, not your face. So at the bottom of the Zoom window, where it has mute, stop video, or start video, you should be able to do it from there. Do you see that?
Yes, but there is something happening that is not working.
Okay.
Alt V. Now, let me leave and go inside again very, very quickly.
Okay. Make sure. Yeah, so our next block is from 250 to 310. So
So Jonica, is the TEA what here in Indiana? I'm in Indianapolis, would be our like Department of Education?
yes. Yeah. So we're at the state level.
Okay.
So we govern K-12 instruction and instructional materials.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, cool.
You said you're in Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What's the weather like?
Gray. We haven't had much snow at all this year. It's really disappointing because not that I enjoy shoveling snow, but if it's going to be, 35, 40 degrees,
It's will be snowing.
it might as well, yeah, exactly. It might as well be snow because now it's just, so yeah, actually we've had some very dry weeks and the rest of this week as well, just 37 and partly cloudy.
We had our first snow. Well, our first snow of the season, but it snowed like all day. And in Austin, Texas, that is unheard of. And we were just losing our minds all day long. It was just like everybody's outside. We're just like, what is this coming from the sky? We were so excited.
When was that?
On Sunday.
Oh, wow. So like,
Yeah.
just cool.
Yeah, and then today it's like 68. So
yeah, well, not fair.
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in Monterrey, Mexico. Oh my gosh, I just remember like March, winter happened, and then by the time March rolled around, the end of March, it was, back in the 90s again. I'm like, this is evil. But yeah.
So I see we've got some participants who are coming into the room. Thank you so much, Bianca, for joining us. We are currently waiting for the publisher to return to the room. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties, so we're trying to get those taken care of. So we appreciate your patience, and hopefully she'll be able to get back in here quickly and we can get this particular part of the presentation started. So thank you for your patience while you're connecting, and just hold tight while we get the publisher back. Hopefully you heard all of that, Bianca. I know you were entering the room.
Yes, I did. I heard the end of it.
Okay. So we were waiting for the publisher to come back in the room. We had a bit of technical difficulties. So she kind of got kicked out, and now we're trying to get her back in. So we appreciate your patience. If you just want to sit tight for a bit until she gets back, and then we'll get the presentation started.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay, she's back.
Sorry, my computer went crazy and restart all the computers. So I'm here.
No.
Sorry. Ready.
Okay, excellent. So go ahead and make you co-host. So
Thank you.
Ready.
Yes.
And we do have one participant already in the room. So whenever you're ready, Laura, I can go ahead and introduce myself. You just let me know, and then we can go ahead and get started on the presentation.
Okay, I'm ready to start anytime.
Okay. Well, thank you again so much for joining us, Bianca. My name is Jonica Amafadan. I work in the Instructional Materials and Implementation Division, specifically the Review and Adoption Unit at TEA. I'm a publisher liaison for the Eduspark product, and so I'm really happy to let Laura introduce her wonderful program to everyone. So we look forward to you joining us. We hope you have many, many questions that you can ask, and we look forward to the presentation that's about to happen. So with that, I'm going to mute myself and turn off my camera and let Laura go ahead and tell us about the program. She'll have a 5-minute introduction period, and then feel free to start either putting your questions in the chat, or you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your questions as you feel free. Thank you again, and we look forward to you finding out about the program.
Thank you so much, Janica. So my name is Laura Machuca with Eduspark, and this is the Eduspark Kiddos Pre-K online curriculum. This presentation is available in the chat. You have a link to learn more, but let me introduce a very easy way. The product is composed by 2 parts, the online platform and the workbooks. The online platform is a fully digital platform with that provides a skill-based learning experience with 1,100 videos, interactive games, activities, and evaluations. Also, the teacher resources that provide you the teacher's guide, training, implementation, technology, and more phonic resources. The workbooks are available as a physical book, and that is the reasons we suggest the districts need Eduspark for a blended learning, very successful experience. If you are dual language, bilingual, or you need authentic Spanish with a strong connection to the English part, as well with a very strong brain research foundation to help and nurture child's brain development. We really help in oral language development, vocabulary, and cognitive skills. With this foundation, we create a very engaging and fun, meaningful resources that help students not only to have a learning fun time, also to support long-term retention, as well to improve learning, because they need to connect neurons and they need a process that we really know and we include in our resources. Also, you are having more than 600 printable activities, and this neuroscience approach and the adaptive learning tools of the platform will help and support all your learning differentiation and also populations needs. As well, is very strong innovative platform with the online but also the offline functionality, tracking, reporting, analytics, helping the teachers have a very good control and information for decisions of teaching, as well the administrators. The material is very appropriate for the students. I try to summarize that to get the big picture for the new knowledge as a good and a strong background foundation for new and future knowledge. So teachers will find this very useful, and the students are going to be very successful in the vocabulary and language development that is the foundation for the higher thinking skills. And of course, helping with a friendly tool, the success of blended learning, and also to build and support a learning community of parental involvement, family engagement, helping them to enrich also their language. The first language, the Spanish, needs to be very strong to transit successfully to the second language. And the technical tools that are very easy to implement for the single sign-on, as well the integration with all the apps, for example, the video conference apps, and the security and protection of the information. Well, I only want to mention that all the videos has embedded different techniques and patterns, pattern language, like rhyming words, as well synonyms. We promote having in all the material memory and matching games, and all the videos include flashcards with different techniques to develop visual field and visual perception skills. All are very fast-paced because we want to focus in the diffuse thinking, that is the simultaneous way of learning that little kids are more easy to and prepared to learn. And then you can visit all this in the website with the information you need. So let me know if you have some questions. The website is eduspark.com, and this is prepared with all the information you need and videos to watch, having a brief overview or a more 30-minute features and lesson demonstration. As well, the resources that you want, if you need something for try, you can go for the credentials and the access video and credentials, as well for the lesson samples and the workbook links from the website. So, any questions?
Now would be your opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask them accordingly.
I didn't hear anything about the assessment. Do you have any an assessment piece to it?
Yes, let me show. I am inside the product. In the English part is the same in Spanish. So when you open each one of the lessons, you will find different resources from all domains. This is very flexible. You can use in this order, or you can change the order in the learning path. So when you open one of these, anytime the menu in the left is a different menu, the third button says Gradebook. So let me open the second button, is assignments. All this material is our material with some grading. It is a flexible opportunity also to change the scales or the grading. But when you click on Gradebook, the third button, you can check the students. This is a sample. You can, they are going to show this report counting up to 10 what was the math quiz or evaluation back to school, vocabulary evaluation 1 or 2, as well. If they look for if they watch the concerts or the videos, they have do or do not. Is a no grade or 100 means they already visit and finish the video. And pre-test or anything of all the materials you have automatically grading all, or in the workbook. Sorry, the working at home resource is a open material that students can open and visit each one of the opportunities to share pictures or videos or something. So when you visit this, let me show an example in the lesson 8. I prepare a sample. For this lesson, the zoo, for example, you can check the gradebook, and if there is an open activity, you can look. This pencil means there is something to check and visit. So you open, you open visiting the green tab, opening, and you can check what is the response of the students in this practice. So, oh, the students sent me this. I check, this is automatically saved inside. So you can score, I like it. And you can say, excellent job, or you can do any comment. Also, this is the second question. You can open the material the student shows. Oh, I check they provide me the evidence of their work, so I can finish this and save it. So when you can send comments, for example, here, a great job post, and this is a communication that will be available anytime. So when you open again the gradebook and you visit again, you check that there is a comment, and sorry, I didn't save the 100 qualification. So you can go inside and make your own comments. So this is a very good way to register all your observations, and you are going to keep it as immediately. If you go inside again, let me go inside again. This student, sorry, I want to show the same student, open again the comments. So when you, okay, I didn't make my 50 out of 50 and other 50 out of 50, and then set save. Now you visit the gradebook and the information is here. So it's a very easy to do, and you are the administrator role that teacher can have if district authorized, can add their own resources or can integrate links, but also can create content and evaluations. So let me show a very easy way. Are you interested in creating content and evaluations? You can do. Yes? Okay, let me show. Let me use my own credentials to show, for example, the same lesson I showed to you, lesson 8, post-adoption is this. So with my credentials, you can open the zoo, and now you can look in the below part, add. So you can add a page or anything. So you can say, okay, the zoo song by learning. Save, and you can add your own resource, or you can look at the website and put a link. So for example, we can say the zoo song, then save, going and find your resource, the one that is authorized to use it. So it's very easy to find something and to be sure that is correct. And then this resource, in a very easy way, you can open where I am, sorry, here. So resource is a web resource. Put here the description. For example, in your personal or in all the school or in all the district, you can choose. Save it, and that's it. So you can add your own resources, internet resources, and also you can create, let me show again, the zoo. Here is the new resource. You also can create any kind of assignments of all these different ways. Quiz, for example, and you can say zoo, the zoo quiz number 1. And then you can say, okay, is this a math quiz? Okay, is this a normal grading? Or what is my expectations of date to do that? Or I don't want to make any date, is unlimited. And then you said, create this test. When you said create this test, open questions, and you can add questions in a very easy way. Yes or no, multiple choice with one answer. So it's a very nice way, also free form, to ask the students to answer 5 questions, 3 questions. And you can add pictures, for example, yes or no. You can choose in this the HTML mode. You are not a coding expert, so it's very easy with this. You can create anything.
Okay, I just wanted to jump in right quick just to let you know we have a little over 5 minutes left in this particular session.
Okay, well, another question, or I can wait?
Oh, I have one more, actually.
Yes.
Do you have any like center kits?
Okay, you mean that kids can go inside for a center? Okay, you can create forums or groups inside your group to say, okay, these 4 kids are now in the math group or math center. So you can create your, like this session that is divided into different moments. You can create groups, centers, or forums. And you can do that with specific instructions, or you can add to that some links to to be sure what is the information they need to do. So for example, you want some kids to group up to 10 objects and working around that, but sharing and, for example, showing things that they can count virtually, but manipulatives at their homes. You can do 4 kids with math and 4 with science and 4 with other things. The very, very good thing about this, let me encourage you to visit this video. The slide number 17 is a video that shows a real moment. Let me copy the link. Oh, sorry.
Do we have access to that PowerPoint?
Yes, this PowerPoint, well, it's a PDF for you.
Oh, okay.
This is a PowerPoint that a PDF that is available, and you can take all the information here. Sorry, because all the questions you have is very easy to find the answers here. And for example, this video is a real demonstration from this year, school year. Is in Spanish, and let me show. The teacher was in a virtual classroom, as you see. She present the product.
Okay.
And then after the product, you know, the video, the memory game, the matching game, the different techniques of watching. He asked for answer the workbook.
Escribir las palabras relacionadas con cada imagen. Número 1. Aarón, ¿qué es la número 1? Oruga. Oruga.
Okay,
Muy
she's
bien,
asking. They are participating.
Angélica, ¿cuál es la número 2? Oyamel. Muy bien. Oyamel, muy bien. Anita Rodríguez.
Okay, after that, they show
Miranda,
they show
listo, Miranda. Excelente,
the workbooks
Miranda.
because they answer. After that, let me show the impressive presentation.
Preparamos nuestra voz.
Okay, Laura, in the interest of time, would you mind putting that link to the video in the chat so they can have access to
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah, I suggest visiting this, absolutely, but it's in the presentation as well, but it's important to have direct the video is.
Can you also put the presentation or the PDF in the chat? I didn't see it in there.
Yeah, let me.
Or where can we access it?
No, it's absolutely. Janica, can you copy and paste again the access for the presentation? Oh, sorry, it's in private way. Let me.
Hold on. I think
Yes.
I can. Just a second.
Please, Amanda, if you can help me. Everyone. Yes. And also the video, Amanda, please, because I sent private and a mistake.
So I've copied the link to the presentation into the chat. So you should be able to see the presentation from there. If the link to the video itself is embedded in the presentation, then you'll have access to both.
I add to everyone the video as well. That is an impressive video on each one of the kids at the final part present the topic for 2 weeks that they were learned, and it's amazing the oral language development and the thinking skills they develop and the creative part making their project. That's very nice, project-based learning.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the presentation, and feel free to transition to your next breakout room for the next publisher you'd like to take a look at. Thank you again, and hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
And Laura, do not go anywhere.
No, so sorry. So sorry. I was. I enjoy a lot my product, and in that way I said, okay, I finished the presentation.
No,
Was very
no.
focused on the presentation, nothing else. Sorry.
And so thank you so much for everyone who is coming into the room. We're going to allow for a few seconds just to let everyone come in and get acclimated. Once you all are in here, I will go ahead and formally introduce myself, and then I will allow Eduspark to commence with her presentation of her program. So just feel free to come in. We'll give you a few minutes. I'm going to say probably around 3:15 is when we will go ahead and officially start. So thank you all for coming in. We have some information that's in the chat. If you'd like to take a look at that, there is a link to the presentation that Laura is giving, as well as some other pertinent information as well. So feel free to check that out as you're entering the room. And again, we will get started promptly at 3:15.
Thank you.
Thank you again to everyone who's in the room. Just feel free to enter in the room. You will be muted once you come in, and so we're just gonna sit tight and allow everyone to come in who'd like to take part of the presentation. We will get started promptly at 3:15, so we're just kind of allowing time for everyone to come in and get themselves settled. Thank you so much for your patience, participants, as you're allowing everyone else to come in. We do appreciate that. Just have a few more seconds before we'll get started. Okay, everyone, let's go ahead and get started promptly. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. My name is Jonica Amafada, and I work in the Instructional Materials and Implementation Division, specifically the Review and Adoption Unit here at TEA. The product that we are going to be talking about this afternoon is Eduspark, and Laura is going to present her program to you, and feel free to ask any questions that you have regarding the program or regarding implementation of that same program. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and turn off my camera to allow Laura to start her presentation. And then if you have any questions or comments, feel free to either put them in the chat or just come off of mute and ask your question directly as you feel led to. Thank you again.
Thank you, Janica. My name is Laura Machuca with Eduspark, and this is the Eduspark Kiddos Online Pre-K curriculum. You are going to have this presentation. You can check the link shared in the chat for all your exploration of the product. Starting with this part, the product has two components, and the online platform and the workbook. The online platform is a fully digital program providing a skill-based learning experience with 1,100 videos, interactive games, activities, worksheets, and evaluations. The teacher resources include the teacher's guide, but also training, implementation, technology, and more phonics resources. The workbook is a physical workbook, but is not required for TPG's coverage because all this content is embedded in the digital mode also. This platform is English and Spanish, easy to use in all kind of devices, giving grading, reporting, analytics, and very easy to use, a blended learning environment with a unique neuroscience approach for learning. These are the reasons we summarize for districts to consider Eduspark pre-K in your district. Not only the dual language, the bilingual or the authentic Spanish, also the very effective resources we provide because they are backed by brain research that nurture child's brain development for very effective oral language, vocabulary, and thinking skills development. The material is engaging, giving a meaningful and student-driven resources, not only to engage, or also to support the long-term memory and knowledge retention, but also to improve learning and understanding of key concepts. More than 600 printable activities ready to use, very flexible. All these resources give the flexibility of teachers to choose whatever they need, but also to provide the students with adaptive learning tools, creating learning paths for specific needs. You can differentiate the 3-year-old, 4-year-old, EL, special ed, or other populations' needs. The product is a very strong and innovative platform with all the functionality, not only online, also offline, with tracking, reporting, analytics, and all the single sign-in integration and security and privacy, all the IT people looks always. And it's brings very appropriate material to make a strong background knowledge for their students. Then they can scaffold and learn more difficult things and develop the higher thinking skills. Easy to use, to build and support the learning community for parental involvement, family engagement, and you are going to have all the training and support you need for a successful experience. So I can say these are very important features that are embedded in the videos: rhyming words, visual and auditory stimuli, synonyms, flashcards to develop perceptual skills and to create the big picture for easy understanding. All the information you need is available in our website. So let us know if you have any kind of questions for access the content, download the mobile devices, the app of mobile devices is NeoLMS. So all this information is provided with the link I provide.
Eduspark Kiddo.
Oh, sorry. And also the teacher resources that has all the important things, specific teachers ask for phonic resources. This is one part that you are going to find them.
Okay, thank you so much, Laura. We'd like to allow for the participants to ask any questions at this point.
Yes.
If there are no questions, then you can go ahead with your presentation, but we want to go ahead and open the floor and let them ask whatever questions that they may have at this particular point. So if you do have a question, just feel free to come off of mute and go ahead and ask your question directly at this time. Okay. You can also put your questions directly in the chat if you'd like, if you don't want to come off of mute either. So it's your choice, but we really would like you to ask questions if you have them.
There is a question, a frequent question is about the phonological awareness resources. So let me show, when you go for the Enroll tab in teacher resources, you can have all these training and implementation resources, and very easy to open and visit all this material. But in the same file, you are going to find all these different resources to for differentiation. Some students 3-year-old or 4-year-old, or especially need some specific help, so you can send this resource in a learning path. As well, in the home, you see the 18 lessons. Each one of the lessons has the art and fine motor skills. So always there is a workbook of fine motor skills and pre-writing that is another important resource for phonological awareness development. This is for English, but the same material is always in Spanish. So this is a very strong part, that English and Spanish is, you can have the same content in English as well in Spanish. Let me open the Spanish part. Okay, this is the Spanish. I put my credentials before that way. You see inscrito en recursos del maestro, and you can visit, as I show, all the same content now is in Spanish. So you can have this, not a translation, is authentic Spanish anytime you need some resource. Let me show again the lesson 1 en español ahora, de habilidades de arte. So you can open the workbook and you are going to have the Spanish material for pre-writing and phonological awareness all over the art part. As well, in the art part, you can find projects that are cross-curricular to math, language, science, social studies, and develop social and emotional learning. All our content has very easy to follow directions in the upper part, and you have good suggestions for teachers or adults at home. What can you do with this material to develop other skills for students? Okay, this is the Spanish part. I will put in the left side of my computer. In the right side, the English part. So you can see is completely mirror content. The home, you can visit the home. And other question, frequent question, is about the tracking and report. So you can open the lesson 1, English or Spanish. Look for, when you open a lesson, the submenu change and offers different things, like Gradebook. In the Gradebook, you can check these students, how are they performing, and also they can give opportunity for observation, comments, and free questions or projects that a teacher wants to ask for students. So in this part, you can select, listen if they send some answer.
Video de prueba.
And let me show a sample in the lesson 8, the zoo. If we check for the Gradebook, here in the last part. In the last part appears this was a working at home project. So the students sent the answer. This is the answer response, and the teacher can look for the answer and said, okay, I think this is a good work. So I put a score of 50. And then the second question is all this. The student answer this, but they can answer with a video or with a microphone recording their voice, and you have all the space for comments, and these comments will have a tracking between you and your student. Okay, that is about reporting. Any question? Okay, remember about our techniques. Anytime you open a unit, you have language, science, math, music, and art projects. Also physical development in the first units. So let me show that the resource is mirrored. You have the same in English and Spanish. And we have a very easy to follow sequence with pre-test, videos, games, matching game, workbook, vocabulary evaluation, and you can add extra material. We made this, I opened this and I add, this was a material I had before in the last presentation. So it's very flexible for teachers to give the content, make it required or not, hide or unhide the content that you don't want. So for differentiation is very easy, not only using this, also hiding or make or not require the content, but also to add more content. Your materials you can link, and this is an interoperability platform that can use and integrate any other resources, platforms, or systems. Okay. How to navigate in the product is presented in the PDF I show you. It's only click on resume activity or take activity, remove.
There are many
the keyboard instructions, and you can listen and
animals to see.
Watch at 3-minute videos. These are very friendly, very short videos. When the student finish the video, is invited to play with memory game or matching game to reinforce the vocabulary and reinforce other skills like
León,
memory,
camello,
Incorrecto.
león,
auditory memory.
camello,
Okay.
Incorrecto.
león,
Remember?
león.
Correcto.
So in that way, you reinforce vocabulary in a very repetitive way, but this helps brain to develop a strong neuronal connections for long-lasting learning. That's the important part. And we make different ways to help the vocabulary be very strong, a very strong foundation in the future with these games, and also with the workbooks. We provide 600 different, let me open and refresh the page. Okay, so you can print this resource, you can share the complete or only some pages. You can not only print, you can share in a PDF format, you can share with your drives, any way. So this is a very strong part to help teachers with material already prepared for use. So here you can save or you can print as you want. When you save to the students can answer this with electronic tools, but also the blended learning is very interactive because you can invite your students to answer from distance, taking some of the tools that provides the Zoom, and all this can be with 20 people, 15 people in the virtual lesson. So that is very important to have all the resources in the native digital way that was intended for this, not only virtual lessons, also in whole group with centers, or to have independent practice. But students, the early childhood students really need a lot of repetition and variety in this different ways of learning. Okay.
Okay, so we have a little over 2.5 minutes left. Does anyone have any additional questions, comments that they'd like? Any questions in the chat? Laura, if you'd like to provide a link to that video for the
yes,
participants to check out,
absolutely.
feel free to just enter that in the chat if you'd like.
Yes, absolutely. I put in the chat the video of a real virtual lesson in December. This happens in a very little town around Mexico, and the students has the presentation of the digital part in a very easy way to remember. They have daily 6-minute presentation with the video, with the different materials. Teacher interact with them a little, ask questions, and then invite them to take their workbooks. Oh, sorry.
Una o más vocalitas, ahorita lo seguimos revisando. Las palabras relacionadas con cada imagen.
Read the question and then ask the teacher.
¿Cuál es la número 2? Muy bien. Oyamel, muy bien. Anita Rodríguez, número 3.
Then they make
Listo, Lía. Muy bien, Lía.
the activity and show the answer.
Laura Jimena.
Okay. And then the teacher invite the student to prepare and present their project prepared around the 2 weeks.
La mariposa monarca, su cabeza de color negro con puntitos blancos, mira en el invierno sus ciclos de la mariposa monarca, huevos, larvas, pupas y mariposa, y se localiza en una montaña del Estado de México y de Michoacán, y de su boca saca un hilo con el que se enreda, forma un capullo. A esperar 2 semanas, del capullo revienta unas hermosas alas con las que puede volar. Gracias.
Laura, unfortunately,
Yes.
we are at time, so we are going to allow for our participants to go ahead and go to their next publisher room if they would like. But thank you all so much for joining, and we hope that you've gotten some really good informative information about this program. So thank you again, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
And we've got about a 5-minute break. And at 3:40, our next group should be coming in.
Okay. Let me close all this.
So something I would think about is if you can, go straight into the assessment, because I know that they have lots of questions about that as far as how are students being assessed within your program or assessing the progress that they're making. I know that you've shown how to log your grades and your scores, but I think that if there is an actual testing component that you could demonstrate for them, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Also, I'm just trying to think about the questions that we've received.
What do you suggest? What other questions suggest?
Now off the top of my head, I would say to show some more functionality of the program.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Hopefully there'll be more questions, and so that will also help kind of guide the conversation.
Okay.
Jonica, when you say show the functionality, do you mean like actually get into the program and show? Yeah, I would think so too, because there's really neat things to see, and it would be, I think, beneficial for them to see the product in action.
Right. And thank you so much. As we have participants joining the room, we're just going to allow for a few more minutes for some more folks to join. We will be starting promptly at 3:40. So once everyone comes in, I'll go ahead and formally introduce myself, and then we'll give the publisher the opportunity to present her program. So we thank you for your patience while you're coming in. If you have your questions already in your mind as far as what you want to ask, you can feel free to add them to the chat or just be prepared to ask them outright when you're ready. So again, we're going to start promptly at 3:40. So if you just want to hang out for a second while we allow others to join in, that would be great. And for anyone who's wondering, there is a link to the presentation in the chat already. So feel free to click on that link so that you can look at the presentation as it's happening, or you can take a look at that at a later time, since we do have brief moments together this afternoon. Got about 30 more seconds, and then we will go ahead and get started. Thank you so much, Amanda, for that update. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone who is in the room. My name is Jonica Amafadan. I work for the Instructional Materials and Implementation Division, specifically the Review and Adoption Unit here at TEA. I am the liaison for Eduspark, and so we want to provide Eduspark the opportunity to present their program and to give you some more detailed information about how it works, how it functions, and why you should consider it for your pre-K adoption. I'm going to be muting myself and stopping my video while the presentation goes on. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to add them directly into the chat, or just hold on to those questions until after the 5 minutes of presentation time, and then we'll use the remainder of the time for you to ask whatever questions that you may have of Laura with Eduspark. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera and mute myself and let you guys get into the presentation. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Janica. This is Laura Machuca with Eduspark, presenting Eduspark Kiddos online pre-K curriculum for the Proclamation 2021. This presentation is available in the chat with a link. So all the information that you are always looking is inside. So let me start presenting that the product has two components: online platform, that is a fully digital program for pre-kindergarten, which provides a skill-based learning experience with 1,100 videos, interactive games, activities, and evaluations. The teacher resources provide the teacher's guide, but also the training, the implementation, technology, and many more phonics resources. The workbook is a physical printed hard copy with almost 300 worksheets in English and in Spanish. The material is very friendly, easy to use in all kinds of devices, providing grading, reporting, tracking, easy for a blending, successful learning experience, and with a very unique neuroscience approach for learning. I'm going to present a little bit on how this material is very strong for dual language. Bilingual content is a authentic Spanish, and the content is mirrored. All the English part is connected with the Spanish product. The Brain Research Foundation helps the little kids to nurture their child's brain development for language acquisition and vocabulary and cognitive skills development in a fun, meaningful, student-driven way, with all these resources that not only engage the student, but support long-term memory, knowledge retention, and improve learning. This will be a strong foundation for scaffold and connect new knowledge. So teachers using this notice that the students are very strong in their language, and they can transit easily to the second language and to build the higher cognitive skills. The friendly tool that we provide helps teachers, students, and parents to have this successful blending. And also the platform provides more than 40 languages for the platform itself, for all the instructions and menus. This helps to build and support learning communities for parental involvement and family engagement. And all the technology features about single sign-on, communication, video conference integration, security, privacy are very strong in this solution. Let me summarize that all the videos that are embedded in the language section has rhyming words or pattern language with visual and auditory stimuli, synonyms, memory and matching games also, but inside the video, always you can provide visual field and visual perception skills, because we make 10 different techniques in a fast-paced presentation to build right brain connections for simultaneous and global learning. All these are available in our website. So let us know if you want to know specific questions. This is the English product as well. We have the Spanish product, the credentials and instructions to go inside are provided in the website.
Okay, thank you so much, Laura, for that. If you would like to ask a question at this point, you can feel free to come off of mute and ask your question, or if you'd like to go ahead and enter it in the chat, you can do that as well if you're more comfortable doing that. So we want to allow you the opportunity to ask whatever questions that you may have. So participant, you do have the floor if you'd like to ask any questions at this point. If not, Laura, you can go ahead and continue your presentation and showing us some highlights of your program.
Absolutely. Well, first one is all the content you find in the Spanish part. Let me open at the same time the English. You are going to see that is a mirror content, but not translation, is authentic Spanish. So back to school, vamos a la escuela, then properties of matter, propiedades de la materia, and so on. So anytime you open a content, you can check for the same sequence of resources for language. So the pre-test of vocabulary, video, memory game, matching game, workbook, and vocabulary evaluations, easy way or hard way. The teachers can differentiate this. For some students can hide the evaluation tool, or they can say that is not required, make the workbook, or is not required, make the pretest, the difficult pretest. So you can you have a lot of flexibility in that part. As well, all the lessons has the resources that are inside. We provide with some score to complete the 100% score, but this is very flexible to change, to adapt to your own score scales. So in the gradebook, if you check for the gradebook, you are going to see that all the material that the students answer or visit or watch is giving an automatically score. Sometimes you have a little pencil, that means that there is a project that the student can answer. So the teacher can open, read the question, and look the answer the student provides. So what is the answer?
I color the apple red.
Imagine this was an example. So you like it, you can score here. This is already scored, but you can say, buen trabajo, or in English, excellent job. Anything, and you can post, you can save this. This is already saved. So when you go again, the score is here. So this is other student, open his answers. You cannot find answers. So when you find the answer, you can write here the score, make a comment. For example, this is a testing.
Video de prueba.
And then you can score, make a comment, and save it. When you do that in the score, you can upgrade, and you will find that you already have the score. So also you can check for all the students, and these are giving the progress, the scores, but not only this, you can check in more for the completion. So you can check, hey, this student is making a good job, or you can check the daily activity. Great, I have a specific information on anything they visit, they complete, how much time they spend in the lessons, the assignment part. The mastery is related with the TPGs. When you, each of the resources, you can relate with what TPGs are you looking with that resources. So the student will have a score based on also in the TPGs. Also, you can send to the students awards. So for example, let me explain. If you have these students and these 3 students are making a very good work, you can award them, choose what kind of award, and send with a comment. You can also record your voice. Excellent job, te felicito, sigue igual. Y grabamos, so you can record, save, and you can add pictures, documents, any kind of things, not only in this, always in the message tool is a very is an authoring tool always that you have. So you send and the students receive this information. Also, in the calendar, you can integrate the links for your virtual sessions. You can create groups, little groups like centers or forums. So you can use this as a very strong tool for virtual lessons, to have the lessons, the digital resources, but also to connect with all your users or your parents or your peers, your teachers, peers as well. You can easily add your own resource. Anytime you can add resources that are related with the topic, or you can create a learning path. Let me show. Here is an example that this teacher can add and select this resource to be part of this learning path. So you have 1,100 resources that you can, in a very easy way, put inside a learning path for specific needs, specific populations. And also you can create games that promote them to have levels, get badges, earn points, and you can do this to increase kind of the engaging to complete some task around the lessons you have. Any question? Sometimes people want to know about the phonic resources. So in the main menu.
Laura,
yes,
there are some questions in the chat.
Okay.
So everything is digital? Is that correct?
Yes.
And also, can the teacher add their own parts of a lesson?
Okay. Yes, all this is fully digital, but remember that anytime you open an activity, you can print the activity and send and share with your students the PDF. For example, let me open, this is the Spanish part. So let me open the same in English, and let me open in a complete view. Okay, this is the activity. You can print or share PDFs anytime. Also, if you visit the website or the presentation I share, you can also visit for hard copies in sample of lessons. The final part is the workbooks. Anytime you can open a workbook and review or download the content for evaluation or piloting purposes, we are open up to do that. Okay, that is the part. And how to create is very easy. We give the teachers opportunity, if the district authorize that, to open the product as an administrator role. Let me show that part in this moment. When you have the authorization of the district to create classes, so imagine I am showing the lesson 8, this one that we have it inside. So in the zoo, now I have add this. Let me open this tool here, add. In that case, you can click add, and I create in a moments ago, I create a link to this song with the name, and I share. You can be here in resources. You can edit, remove, because I don't want to keep it. So it's very easy to go again, and you said, I don't want this, I can delete, or instead delete, I want to add. Let me erase this. I want to add, and you can add pages with any title. And then when you create this, you edit some instructions here, or you can add, this is a very easy to use authoring tool. You can add images, drop here, and you have it. So when you give the instructions, then you create the resources. What kind of resources is this? If you are going to add some MS file or HTML or web resource, a folder, a library, so you can do any of all these, very easy to do, to create material. But also you can add a quiz like this. So I create here the quiz, I put the name, and then you create the questions. In the questions, you can add any kind of yes or no, multiple choice, fill in blanks, free form, because you want to have from the students, for example, a demonstration of reading or writing. So it's very easy. This also is available in the Art and Find project skills. You can find our handwriting, pre-writing, and phonics resources here. You can add other ones that you have. So you have all these. You can share. Is coming. So you can share with the students, because you have here the resource that can print or share. Now you have it. And also you can add materials. This is an example of a quiz that means a free form. So when you open, you listen.
Show us your art projects and reading practice for this week.
Take the quiz, and when you take the quiz, you have all this information to provide, and the students here can record their voice or video, or upload the image of their work or a document. So this is a very strong authoring tool, not only for teachers, also for students. And as well, the platform helps you to connect easily. Let me show this. Okay.
And Laura, we just have about 30 seconds left in this particular session. So if there are any more questions,
yes, please.
You can get them in right now, or you can just put it in the chat and leave your email address, and we can answer those questions after the fact. But if not, we want to say thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry, you took yourself off mute. You have a question?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying thank you. And yeah, since apparently I was the only other one in here. So
thank you so much, and appreciate it. You can visit all this information, and hope you find the interesting part of the neuroscience approach and all the support in the technology. In difficult times, we need more technology.
That's true. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great afternoon.
Okay. Thank you, Janica. You make a great job. Thank you for all your support.
Of course, of course. Well, that's it for the day. So you did a great job. Thank you so much for getting through that and guiding everyone through your program. So we do appreciate it.
Thank you, Janica. I hope the video can be have a little edition on it, because the going out and in from my side, sorry, was the freezed image was an unexpected thing, but it's easy to solve. Thank you for your support and your patience.
Yes, of course. Well, have a great evening, and we will be in touch.
Okay, thank you so much again. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.